And they say that we're not seeing infrared, but we are. What is light? Light is heat. Where do you get light from? You get it from the heat. When you start a fire, then there is light, and it has a radius of the heat. The bigger the fire, the more heat it produces, the more light that radiates from that heat. So it has to be infrared. It's just not the same. There's all kinds of difference of heat and radiating and radius of what is happening there. And the way you're created of existence. Everything is created to live how it lives. You have the bugs that live with antennae and things like that, but they do have eyes. You have bats. You have things that live in the dark. You have things that live in the sun. That's creation. But it's all infrared. It's just a difference of that creation that you're seeing differently. Not exactly the same. So there's a difference of seeing of the infrared and existence, but it's all heat and radius of that heat that is projected out, that travels as far as it does. It's like you can see galaxies and stars. Why? Because it's big enough for you to see. Now, if you had a lighter and you were that far, you would not be able to see that unless you had a telescope that you created that could see that, which would be pretty hard to make something like that. So you're looking for like a flicker of light there, which is heat radius, which that is what you're seeing. You understand what I'm saying? They keep saying it's not infrared, but it has to be infrared because it's heat. And there's nothing else that it is, right? And that's proven because of what I just said. You have the bigger fire, you have more heat, you have more of a radius, and then that's what you're seeing. Correct? So it's just a figuring that out of the heat and the radius and how big or how small the flame is, the star, the galaxy, and where that light is hitting, or if it's able to be illuminated out there by the light or the heat radius or how far it travels. So obviously if we're seeing all of that, then obviously we're within the radius, because you wouldn't be able to see it then. You're within the radius of it somehow. Because, like I said, if you had a lighter and you took the lighter farther and farther and farther away, and then sooner or later you're not going to see it because of the radius. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I don't know what could be figured out about that, but obviously that's what you're dealing with satellites and telescopes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So a radius is what you should be probably trying to create with a satellite or your telescopes there would be the radius of that and figuring that out and then studying that in outer space with all the other lights and radiuses that are happening here that are all being seen. But like always, I don't know. Goodbye.